G'day everyone, it's Akadaka Stacker with you today with a history science lesson on our favourite metal. I will not be waving my hands around because that all took me about a good half an hour to set it all up for you. Right, we're talking about silver, Ag, of course, Latin name Argentum. Now, to go off with the start, in the Old Testament under Haggai 2:8, silver is mine, and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts. Okay, now the discovery of silver was way before 5000 BC. It has an atomic number of 47, a chemical symbol of Ag, as we all know, group 11, period 5. It is the most reflective solid metal we have, as a colour of a shiny white. It has a melting point of 961.7 degrees C, that is 1763 degrees Fahrenheit. It has a boiling point of 2162 degrees C, and in Fahrenheit that is 3924. It has a density of 10.49 grams per cubic squared centimetre. Natural occurrence is primordial. The speed of sound, so if you ping a thin rod, it's 2,680 metres per second. That's why when you people have the pingers, you'll know that lovely sound that it makes. Its magnetic order is diamagnetic. The Vickers hardness is 251 MPa. The periodic table, Ag, is surrounded by palladium, silver, and cadmium. Palladium to the left, silver in the middle, cadmium to the right, and on top of Ag is copper, and below Ag is gold. So it's surrounded by all the other cool metals. Now, to go into the history, and I'll tell you what, mate, if you want to learn more, I seriously do some reading. Some American bloke wrote a book on this stuff, and I started reading it, and my brain hurt. So, from what I wrote out on my cheat sheet, it is a long time precious metal, along with gold. It's far more abundant than gold. It is much less abundant as a native metal. Its purity is typically measured on a per mile basis. At 94% pure alloy, it is described as 0.94 fine. As one of the 7 metals of antiquity, silver has had an enduring role in most human cultures. As we all know, we still love it today, don't we, guys? Now, it goes on about the first proof of being minted as silver is the Lydian coin from Turkey, which is about nearly 3,000 years ago. Also used in coins as a mix of Ag and Au, which they call electrum. Now, as a currency, it goes on about the Minoan culture, civilization, the Mycenaean culture, the classical Greek, the Romans all used silver as a currency, the Vikings, you name it. Just about everybody knew about it, except for one country. They didn't have very much of it all, as I will go on later. Ag, silver helped advance global civilization, connecting east to west through trade. Silver was scarce in China. So in the Middle Ages, Europeans used it to buy gunpowder, tea, ceramics, silk, you name it. All that other stuff that the Chinese came up with that we didn't actually think about or weren't very good at doing. Now, the Spanish discovered silver in Mexico and Peru, in which they established a sailing trade routes. So thanks to silver, we've got all our shipping lanes, etc., mate. This stuff is what set us culture off. Sorry about me creating that shadow flicking around. She is the most reflective metal we have. So, by the 17th century, Mexican piece of 8, aka the Spanish dollar, became the world's first global currency. So hence later countries did the same when they developed their own currency. So for the Americans today, you still find silver in your coins, etc., etc. Australia got rid of the last lot of silver was in our round 50-cent pieces, and they were 80%. Uses. Now, the Greek physician Hippocrates wrote of silver's healing properties. The Phoenicians used silver to keep water, wine, vinegar pure during long sea voyages. Now, from my American viewers, and back in old colonial Australian days, when the British dumped us all off over here because we're naughty people, they used to use a silver coin to keep the water fresh. They used to use it to stop the milk from going off, etc., etc., because of its antimicrobial properties. So hence the reason for the silver spoon. Alright, it's got nothing to do with rich people. Alright, okay, although they were the ones that could afford it. Because they used to give the silver spoon to babies to promote a good immune system. Now, silver was also used in, believe it or not, I did not know this, thread in socks. Reason? Well, everybody knows what your socks smell like when you take them off, eh? Right, now silver is the best conductor of electricity, far better than gold or copper. So it's used in a lot of our modern electronics, hence the reason why Elon went out and bought a couple of truckloads of the stuff for his lovely little Tesla cars. Now, it goes on about how it's used in dentistry. Obviously, your fillings, for those who have got it, it's a mix, it's an alloy in your teeth. Some people like the gold tooth, but that's what they use in dentistry. They use it in nuclear power plants for all sorts of stuff. I didn't want to write it all out because, once again, I'll be afraid that you all just fall asleep. Now, silver, like gold, was created by dying stars. That was created in the enormous pressure of supernovas, and when they go bang, it scattered it all throughout the universe. So a lot of planets, etc., would most likely have silver on it. Other uses apart from coin and bullion, we use a lot of it in solar panels. I think about in each solar panel, about 20 grams is used. It's used for water filtration, kill bugs, jewelry, as we all know, tablewares. Yes, that is, I've tested all this stuff at work. Right, my lovely forks here actually came up as 99% and 1% copper. Electrical contacts, or as we all know, it's used in silver solder. Mirrors. Yes, a lot is used in mirrors. Next time you're looking in the mirror, yep, you're looking at silver. Another one, back in history, there was some general, I can't remember the battle, I'm pulling this one out of my brain, but he got his soldiers, their shields were made compromised of a quantity of silver, so they polished up the insides of the shield, and they used the sun's reflection to blind the charging enemy cavalry, or you just use cavalry, horsemen, and they all fell down this big huge Grand Canyon in this big battle. Not the only losses were all the horses and all the guys, because they just kept charging along into a wall of mirrors. It's used in stained glass, photographic and X-ray film. Now silver nitrate's used as a disinfectant and in medical instruments, of course. They use the silver nitrate in food colouring, as we all know of colloidal silver. And if you take too much, you turn this colour. You can actually Google and YouTube the blue man. The other properties, antimicrobial, as I mentioned, malleable, it's a transitional metal, can be highly polished. It's thermal conductive, that means it will soak up heat, and it's the fastest of all metals to cool down, and vice versa. It does not react to other metals. Silver forms alloys with gold, copper and zinc. It's not used in antiquity for tools, as it is far too soft. Now, I did keep this short because, mate, this could go on for months. Right? So, to wrap it up, all in all, it's a marvellous metal. So many uses, a long history, and it's loved by all of us. And where would we be in the world today if we didn't have Argentum, AG, silver? Now that's the end of my cheat sheet. I'll just give you a quick squiz. These here I tested at work. This is 96% silver. Doesn't look like it's got no hallmarks, but when I put it on the XRF, that's what she said. This one over here, she's got a bit more weight to it. The old egg cup. Right, she's about, I think from memory, about 95. This one here, she was, as you can see, it's got hallmarks. It's just cheap, but this one's light. I think this had about, she was about very high 90s. I think it was about 96.7 or something like that. As I mentioned earlier, the forks here, they were actually 99. The spoon was 97. And this thing here, which, you know, if anybody's gone to those fancy dinners, you put your napkin in it. This here, you would not believe it came up at 98.9. She's a bit rough. Now, all this other silverware, the silverware you see here, this, the spoon, the forks, this, the egg cup, and this over here, pulled out of the scrap at work. Yes, people do not really realise what they are throwing away, because the way I look at it, anything that's punching past 94% is silver to me. Alright, but I won't keep this stuff. I won't bother trying to sell it. You know, it's just one of those things. I pulled it out to do this show. There's not much else to tell. We've all played with it. We all marvelled with it. And we all just love the stuff. We're very lucky because I believe that it is very, very, very much undervalued, and that's because we need it for everything. Now, all these skeptics out there saying 500 for an ounce of silver, yes, that's probably what its true price would be when you average it out against gold at 16 to 1. Rightio, but that's not the case. As with, say, like the other metals, platinum, you know, it's very expensive, hard to get, but because we use it in industrial form, they've got to belt the price down, or else basically we're stuffed. All right, so now that's a little chat about our lovely favourite metal, silver, AG Argentum. All right, guys, keep stacking, and if you aren't stacking and you're watching this, I suggest you get busy. There's not much else to say apart from, yes, you're looking at all my stack, and yes, it is a part of the reveal for the Akadaka comp. Alright, so all these bars, like these Perth Mint 10 ounces, okay, this one up here, this one here, not counted. I'm going to give you all a clue. These Skippy coins, gone. Oh, don't you just all love the sound of that? Doesn't that sound marvellous? I'll remove all these. Stick them over here. Oh, I feel like a bloody pirate, mate, with me stash. And this is not all of it yet. There's more to be revealed. I'll just remove all this other stuff. We'll leave old Akadaka there. We'll get this Skippy coin out. These have already been exposed. Okay, so we'll get them bricks out. The good old little 10 ounces. They're lovely to stack if you can get them. Rightio. Remove that, and this. Rightio. Take note, guys. I've just exposed a lot more of my stack. So have a quick little squizzy at what we've got here. I actually got lucky with these. I'll just grab my other glove. Yes, I went and got white gloves today because I was going to do this. And I'll grab this one over here. I actually got lucky with these. I got these from Swan Bullion. I don't have one of their things in reach, but anyway. So if you have a look at the good old numbers there, 1 week I went in and I got one, let's say this one, 322. And the next week I went in, oh, use a glove. You guys will tell me off, but hey, shit, it's my silver. I'm not touching yours. All right. So the next week I went in and by jingo, mate, how lucky was that? 323, 324. So nobody else was getting them. And then the week after that, I went back to try my luck and they were all gone. So these are German Heraeus bars, Perth Mint, 1 kilo bars. And for all those who I've seen out there on YouTube going on about my first kilo, when I first started doing it, I started with them. I didn't muck around. I was meant to stick with all the cast stuff, but then all these other lovelies that I've shown and all that we all love come into our vision and we just get sidetracked. So there you have it. Add this lot to Aaron's stack of Akadaka. Yes, Aaron is my name. For a chance to win this one here. So for those who didn't get to have a squiz before, sorry, it's on an angle. If I hold it the other way, you'll get shine. So there you go. You just can have a quick read there. Okay. And just can have a quick read there. So once again, people, thanks a lot. For those who have been subscribing, the ones that I know, there seems to be a few of them that are private, and because you don't leave a comment, I don't know who you are, and you might not be able to get this. Okay, all right. Now this here punches a value around about $100 Australian. Okay, it's actually really nice, and like I said, they're all numbered. So there's the coin there. And yes, if you're wondering why my picture is so much better, I did a few software updates to stop this camera from freaking out. camera looks heaps better, doesn't it, guys? Put in a comment. Subscribe, please. Help us out. I've only just started. I like to be informative. As with this talk on Argentum, I spent about a good hour going through all sorts of sources, cross-referencing, etc, etc. And like I said, it is very involved. It's been with us for a very, very long time, and we all just love the stuff. All right, people, thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed the vid, and I shall catch up with yous at another date. So until then, akadaka it. And like I say, if you're stacking, you got a brain in your head. If you haven't, switch on, mate, because you'll start missing out soon. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. Cheers.